There are a lot of instructions about the Joe out right now, and some people are maybe much better than me about it. However, there are a couple of things that I think are missing just in terms of very basics, either because maybe some people don't know it, maybe some people don't think that this way is part of their system. It may not work within any particular system, or maybe some people think it's just much too simple to even have to go over. But to me, it's important, and the way I do things. One is, so the first thing is holding the Joe. And the way that I think it's best is to hold it this way. So you're grabbing with the fingers first, and then closing the hand around it. So that's different from putting it in your palm and closing your hand around it. And that's a big difference. If it doesn't fit in your system, that's fine. If you're not sure if it does, then try it out. So if you close it down this way, here, I'll go on this side. If you close the hands this way around the Joe and hit something solid, is a much less impact back into your own body than if you hold it this way and hit. Okay, so I don't like this way for me. I much prefer this way, and it doesn't really look any different. This is holding it in the fingers. This is holding it in the palm. So you really need to just feel how it's different from you. And the second thing is that a lot of times, actually most of the time, people like to slide the Joe in and strike. Slide and strike. This is fine. And this really is something that depends on the system that you use. So if that's the way your system is, then stick with that. That works the best when the hip turn is this way. So more or less like a reverse punch kind of movement. What I prefer is to slide it in until it gets to a certain point, and then both hands push together. This way. This is fine. This is fine. And this is fine. But they're different. So if the waist is turning, then this hand is naturally coming backward. So there really shouldn't be any grip. If, however, that you do it mostly from the belly, right, this way, you can see that allows the front hand to go too, and then the grip, both hands are powering the Joe through the belly. Or you could say through the waist movement, but that's different from through the hip movement. So this is one thing, this is another. And another thing, even before that, a lot of people do is leave this hand too far apart. So if I'm, no matter which way I'm doing it, if I close this hand and end my strike with this too far from this hand too far from this hand is actually stopping your power when you get to the end. Okay, to exaggerate, right? That's no good. That's just stopping the power. And of course it depends on what you're doing and your body position and all. So this hand should be at shoulder width at the end of the strike. And usually that means one forearm is a quick way to check, forearm distance. But shoulder width doesn't, in this case, mean the width of your shoulders by itself. it means the distance between your shoulders in the direction of your target. So if I'm this way, my shoulders are absolutely square to the target, then my hands should be just about together. If I'm this way, right, it's not shoulder width, strictly speaking, but it's the difference between here and here. Okay, so that's only this far apart. So most people that I see have their hands too far apart at the end. This hand is stopping the motion, or else this hand has to stop early, and you're just losing your reach. So that, that's basically doing this. So the distance between your hands is from here to here, this distance. And generally speaking, that's about 1 forearm's length, for the way that I do it at least. So, in order to do that kind of strike, even before you grab, you can try this way and just use your belly to push the jaw. This way. So that way the arms are not involved at all. And then you use the belly the same way to push the arms. So those are just some very basic things before you even start Suburi practice with the Jo. That are important to me. They may not be, again, the same as in your system, in which case that's fine. If you don't know, try it out and see.